What's going on, people? Welcome to United View. Welcome to the Champions League draw. I can hear myself in the background, though. There's a mad echo. I need to work out how to pause it, though, because I have got Owen with me. Let me just... Owen, talk to the people. How you doing?
I'm great. Look at our new threads. First of all, this was not by choice. This color coordination. This was not by any choice whatsoever. We just showed up on the camera and went, oh, we're both wearing white today. We're feeling fresh. We've got a new sort of graphics layout. We're feeling very professional. I'm very excited. I'm slightly cautious, shall we say, because every time, this is a United fan channel, of course, but every time we get into Champions League draws, Manchester City get the easiest teams ever. So I'm preparing to be disappointed today. But no, actually, no, we're not going to start a stream off like that. I'm preparing to get a good draw. I'm preparing to be optimistic. Let's go, Flex. Yes.
Yes, there is a lot to get into as well. Even before, right, we're going to get into the Champions League, the pots, who we could face, best case scenario, worst case scenario. With this Ronaldo thing, man, you can see in the comments the people are coming in with Ronaldo snake, CR7 snake. A lot of people are having their say on this, and there's a lot of mixed feelings. Some people are saying, like, he's dead to me. It's over. Some people are saying, listen, these are professional footballers. This is what it's like. They say they got the loyalty, but it was over 10 years ago. Why do you care? There's so much different feelings about this.
Yeah.
I just think we've got to start there. But we'll get into the Champions League draw. Smash a like on the video if you're new. Subscribe if you're new, and all of that good stuff. Shout out to everyone in the comments. Shout out to all the mods as well, keeping the chat in check. Owen.
Yes.
If Cristiano Ronaldo goes to Man City, how are you feeling? What are you saying? What's your energy, bro? What are you saying?
I mean, we spoke about this a little bit earlier off stream, and I'm a bit like you. I'm not that I'm on the fence by it, because I do have opinions on it, but I think first of all, it hasn't happened yet. That's important to state. It hasn't happened yet. So we can't be full on, again, CR7, you're dead to me. I'm going to burn your shirt, all this craziness. We're not going to do that yet. But I do have strong feelings about it. I mean, I think this is my point of view on it right now, is that it would be one thing if Man City had set out beginning of the summer, CR7, he's our guy. We're going to go after Cristiano Ronaldo. We want Cristiano Ronaldo. We want to make a statement. We want to sign one of the best players of all time, if not the best player of all time. In that conversation, I would say, well, Ronaldo, he's been wined, he's been dined in that situation. You could understand playing up to his ego, right? I could kind of understand that. I would still be a little bit, Cristiano, well, let's be careful here. The thing that upsets me the most is that Ronaldo's actively looking to leave Juventus, and he and his agents are actively sort of soliciting Man City. They're going, please sign me, please sign me, please sign Ronaldo. And it's kind of a case of, oh, whoa. They're not even sure if they want you that much. They're saying to you, we're not going to pay the full transfer fee. We'll pay your wages, which is a lot, but we're not going to pay your full transfer fee because, to be honest, you're not the profile of player we want. You're not the normal player we go after. There is a lot of baggage considering you are a Manchester United player. Whilst it's great to get one over our rivals and signing one of their best players ever, there's a lot of baggage to Man City as well. And that's the thing that bugs me the most, I think. That's the thing that really upsets me, is the agent and Ronaldo actively pursuing City as opposed to City pursuing Ronaldo. I think that's the thing that really is upsetting me the most, because
it's coming from Ronaldo's side.
Exactly. And there's this feeling of some United fans go, no, he would never do it. He's doing it. They are doing it right now.
Don't drop that one anymore. That whole he would never do it. Well, to be fair, look, it depends. My thing on it is this, right? It depends how you view your football, and not even how you view your football. It depends how you view footballers, yeah? And how emotionally attached you get to footballers. Like, I think if he ends up at City, and we've seen it at other teams before, and with other players before, it's happened. And Dennis Law did it. The great Dennis Law and the Holy Trinity. He played for Manchester City. Like you were saying to me earlier, we was talking about it. Got Manchester United relegated. Yeah. Like, it has happened, and with other players, it hasn't tainted their legacy. Dennis Law stands strong in our Trinity, in our Holy Trinity, and obviously thoughts of Dennis Law as well, and his family as he's battling Alzheimer's. But hear what I'm saying on this now. If you have the viewpoint and understand that football is a job to a lot of these players, and especially players who are not from this country, who come from abroad, they're very, very rarely going to have the same affection and affinity that you have towards it. And if he ends up at Manchester City, what it tells us, especially because he's been in interviews and said, like, I won't go there. Like, he's been in interviews saying that years ago. What it shows is that his drive and his passion to continue winning is higher than his passion and love for Manchester United. Does it mean that...
Which is nothing new. Which is nothing new. He's a very...
Which is nothing new.
Yeah, exactly. He's a very... Not egocentric, but he's a driven guy. It's about Ronaldo. I mean, you can go to look on the pictures, assists and goals. It's all about him. And like you said, his drive is all about Ronaldo. I mean, sorry to cut you off, but I think, I agree. I totally agree. And it's just... Again, I'm still kind of coming to grips with it, to be honest with you. And it hasn't even happened yet, but... And like you said, other people have done it in the past, which is a fair argument. I think people have said, Andy Cole, Peter Schmeichel, kind of different scenarios. That wasn't Man City of Man City today. They were never a threat.
There is a difference.
They were rivals. The Dennis Law one isn't that much different, in fairness.
No, and look, like people in the comments are saying, there were other games going on. It wasn't just the fact that Dennis Law scored the goal. But what I would say is that does it taint his Manchester United legacy? Well, of course it does. Of course it does. What he's done for us won't be undone in terms of the trophies are there in the museum. Like, you can go and see the 2008 Champions League trophy. You can go and see the Premier League trophies that he won when he was with us. You can go and see the FA Cup. It's there. Like, he's one of our greatest ever players. I think what helps the situation, if that sounds bad, but it's the truth, is that it's 10 years later and Ronaldo's real dream was to play for Real Madrid.
Yeah.
His real dream was to play for Real Madrid. Like, we got Ronaldo before he was arguably the world's best player along with Messi. And we developed him, and then he went on towards that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, when he got to Real Madrid, that's when he become that real, that proper player, even though he won great stuff at Manchester United and he's a legend at Manchester United. But if he ends up at Manchester City, yes, it would hurt as a fan, but it's almost like this is what happens when we have emotional connections to players. If anything, it should teach us a lesson, really. That actually, do you know what I mean? Like, no matter how much you love a player, that this can sometimes happen. You're not in control of it. Of course, when the player's doing bits for your team and winning things, of course you should love them. Of course you should celebrate them. They're our players and they're creating history. When he was at Real Madrid doing what he's doing as a United fan, okay, cool, it's all right. When he's at Juventus, he's still breaking records, cool. But at the moment when it happens, now he's going to our rival, who's actually a direct rival to us. Obviously, City always have been, but in terms of where they are in the league and what they're competing for to go and help them win the league, it's annoying. It hurts. So
imagine this. Imagine this. I mean, this is a horrendous scenario, but obviously, Man City never won the Champions League before. Imagine Ronaldo's the one to get him over the line. Our guy is the guy that gets him over the line. There's nothing more Shakespearean almost than that. Game of Thrones of the person you loved really going and get the other person over the line. It would hurt. Of course it would. I think you're right in the sense that loyalty, especially in modern day football, but just in football in general, again, it's not really anything new. Loyalty doesn't really exist. Let's be honest here. Football's a short career. I think the thing that's again is I struggle to wrap my head around is, like you said, does it taint his legacy? Absolutely. It does. It has to, right? There's no doubt about that. Does it change what he did in the past? Of course it doesn't. But
no, it's there.
But does it taint his legacy? Sure. And that's the thing I kind of struggle to wrap my head around is if he does sign with Man City, he's going to be there for what? A year, 18 months, 2 years. Is it really worth it? Is it really worth it to say, look, I did take my legacy of this club that took a chance on me, or not took a chance on me, but they pursued me and they made me what I am today. And we know about his father-like relationship with Sir Alex. Is it worth, again, adding this very complex layer to that for what is essentially 18 months of, would they have success? I don't even know. But it's just, that's the thing I find very difficult. If it was me, which it's not, newsflash, I'm not Cristiano Ronaldo. But in the case of, is it worth it? That would be what that's what I would be considering of, I just don't know if that's worth it. And Sir Alex, surely Sir Alex would be in a conversation of, I'm going to give Cristiano a phone call just to be like, is this
Don't
real?
do this.
Is this
Don't
real?
do this.
Or just, just feel you out. Or he would call Sir Alex out of a courtesy going, look, I don't have many choices.
Yeah.
I still want to play. I still think I can do all this kind of stuff. I don't know. I would.
Yeah.
I would. But again, we don't know those things.
It's one of them as well. And, there's the clip circulating of Ollie saying, look, if you play for Man United, you don't go to City. That's circulating. And there are many players that would never dream of making that move.
No.
10 years down the line, 5 years down the line, 15 years down the line, instantly, It's not like the Van Persie situation.
No.
It's different to that. I saw some Arsenal fans trying to get involved in this whole thing. It's not. Van Persie didn't win shit at your club.
And he didn't win Spurs.
And he did go to Spurs.
Yeah.
It's a different situation. But what I will say about the Ronaldo thing is that one thing, if he does end up there, it just shows us that actually Ronaldo, and is it really surprising with the type of person Ronaldo is and how driven he is and how competitive he is, that Ronaldo is driven more by the longevity of his career and trying to win things because that opportunity has arisen than undoing his Manchester United legacy or risking doing that with a large section of the fan base. Because when you look on social media, it literally is a mixed bag. There are some people saying, listen, at the end of the day, it was 10 years ago. I still love him for when he was at this club, at our club, and done amazing things. And he's still a Manchester United legend. There's some people saying, really going that far, saying, burn the shirts and he's done. Forget it. He's not a United legend anymore. And there's some people that are kind of fairly in between. The way I see it is this. I think it was a long time ago that he was here with us at Manchester United, over a decade ago. That eases it, but it still hurts. I can't sit here and say, like, it hurts. It does. I don't want to see it.
Especially if they win things because of him.
Exactly.
That hurts when Man City win anything, let alone Ronaldo.
100%, let alone Ronaldo, anytime. But also what we have to remember is this, is actually the timing of us maybe even going in for Manchester United, because Alex Crook from TalkSport was basically saying that at this stage, there's no inkling of Manchester United trying to go to him. What, Ronaldo? We'll take you for 18 months.
Yeah.
I was saying, remember when, I think it was during last season, it was a bit of a thing for like a week or two. And then I was saying at the time, I don't want Ronaldo because I didn't trust, if we did get Ronaldo, it would be about signing the shirt, to come back, get the number 7 shirt, and we wouldn't get a defender like we've gone and got Rafa over, and we wouldn't get a Jadon Sancho. We still don't have a defensive midfielder, but I thought we wouldn't get that. If we ended up getting Ronaldo, I thought it would be all about him, and we wouldn't get the things that we actually need. So I was willing to pass on Ronaldo, and even some people were saying, which is, let us know in the comments what you guys think. A lot of people were saying, no, you take him at any moment. It's Ronaldo. You get him. You worry about the squad afterwards. You get him and he plays. There's some people still think that. Some people are saying, go in now, get him. So it depends how you see it, but look at where the squad is.
I mean, there, like you said, there are certainly some people, and you can kind of understand. I can absolutely understand lots of people's different perspectives on this, because there are a lot. There are some people that genuinely think, if we sign Ronaldo tomorrow, we might win the league because he's that difference. There are some people that are saying, you know what, I would rather assign a centre-back, a defensive midfielder, and a Jadon Sancho, because I think that will make us closer to winning the league. There are different perspectives there. I think that if we hadn't had what's happened to us in the past, where we maybe signed players over the past few years, but in, over maybe last 10 years or so, that were more close towards the end of their career. I'm thinking of like your Falcaos. If they had, been prosperous for us, I think maybe we would consider Ronaldo right now. I think we've had our fingers burnt so badly in the past that we just go, you know what, not worth it. Not worth it. Even if it is Ronaldo, even if we do know that he might come in this season absolutely blitz it because he's Ronaldo. But I just don't. It just doesn't feel like that's what Man United want to do anymore. They're kind of done with the whole sentimental, we're going to buy players based on name, all that kind of stuff. That we hear about this recruitment policy, the strategy, and they're sticking to it no matter what. And time will only tell whether it pays off or not for City or for us. But as a United fan, it doesn't make it any easier to swallow. It doesn't. But I do get lots of people's opinions on it.
Yeah, 100%. And it's going to continue to divide opinion, especially these are the early stages where, nothing's happened as of yet.
I know. He's hardly held up the shirt.
No, but what we do know is that, there are talks going. And like you said, from the Ronaldo side of things, his agent wants it to happen. They're trying to find a way for it to happen. Juventus want money. Man City don't want to pay money. They want him on a free, etc., etc. So we'll have to wait and see. I'm sure we'll talk about this in the coming days as the transfer window draws to a close. But we are here. We are here for the Champions League draw. Bill Ingram says CR7 is shocked by the possibility that Messi might win his 5th Champions League. Champions League is the only thing that CR7 has won more than Messi, but him chasing personal glory over the club that made him is snaky. So Bill Ingram making his thoughts made on that. And we are here for the draw. We're going to go through the pots just before the draw starts, look at some of the best case scenarios, worst case scenarios. As Owen said at the top of the show, there's a lot of times we get a tough draw. Last year, I'm seeing the highlights there of Leipzig putting us out when we needed to just get a draw. We couldn't do it. It was the group of death. We started off that group of death so well.
We should have won. We should have won the group of death.
We should have won. we beat PSG away from home. We smashed Leipzig at home. Then we had that crap loss to Istanbul Başakşehir. Then we lost at home to PSG. We beat Istanbul at home, and then all we needed to do was we beat Istanbul back at home, and then all we needed to do was get a draw in 2 games against PSG at home and Leipzig away, and we lost both. We lost both. The game management in the home game against PSG, Fred gets sent off. Yeah. We had the Pogba situation just before the Leipzig game with Raiola talking, and it was carnage, even though Pogba come off the bench to score in the end. But we were 2-0 down.
Yeah, 2-0
was it 3-0 down? 2-0 down. 2-0 down? Was it 2-0 down?
I just recall coming out of that game, I think it was 2-0 and us being really close to equalising right at the end, and being being like, hey, tell you what, if that had gone in, we just did not deserve it at all.
Yeah,
it's coming out, that would have been so undeserved.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So it was a horrible time. So we got bad memories of the Champions League last year, when essentially it was a group of death, but we started off so well and had 6 points from 2 games, and we thought, right, take care of Istanbul Başakşehir, home and away, and we're in. Yeah. And then look what happened. Hansen says, keep up the great work, guys. And Joel Lobo says, not about winning more of an emotion. Seeing your own legend in a rival shirt, I agree. How we even appreciated the goal against us in the Champions League. Yeah, when Ronaldo scored. Claps. Exactly. Ronaldo's always had a great reception from Manchester United fans when he's been at Real Madrid and come back, when he's been at Juventus and come back. That's what we're about, respecting him. But it is what it is. It is what it is. And look, let's get into the Champions League. The draw is that, when they do all the talking and replaying goals and stuff like that, the presenters are on the stage, but obviously we will bring you it as it comes in live. If we look at the pot numbers, let's get into that, Owen. Yeah. Pot 1, just in case you're joining us now and you don't know what's going on. Pot 1 is Atletico Madrid, Bayern Munich, Chelsea, Inter, Lille, Manchester City, Sporting, and Villarreal. Obviously, you can get people from different pots, but you can't get any home nations. Pot 2 is us, so that is, look out for that. Pot 2 is us, and it's Barcelona, Borussia Dortmund, Juventus, Liverpool, PSG, Real Madrid, and Sevilla, along with ourselves. And pot 3 is Ajax, Atlanta, Benfica, RB Leipzig, FC Porto, RB Salzburg, Shakhtar Donetsk, and Zenit St. Petersburg. And pot 4, final pot, is Besiktas, Club Brugge. I remember going out to Belgium last year, or year before even. Dynamo Kiev, Malmo, AC Milan, Sheriff. That was the team we were talking about. Yeah. Earlier. Who did they knock out again, Owen? Monaco. So, make of that as you will.
Like Moldova. It's crazy. First ever club from Moldova to get to this far. And, oh, man, I want them so bad.
don't let that be your last word.
I know. Clip it.
Yeah. We get a tough away draw in Moldova and get rolled over. You never know. And Wolfsburg and Young Boys of Switzerland make up that pot as well. So, what's your initial thoughts? How are you feeling? Do you think we're going to get that short straw that we tend to get?
I mean, last night,
get a difficult draw.
Last night, evidence alone. I know Carabao Cup's not that important, but even third round Carabao Cup, West Ham. Come on.
It's started already.
It's already started.
Yeah.
I don't know. To be honest, I'm with those people that say, well, you've got to beat the big team sometimes, so you might as well get it out of the way. Thing is, I understand that, but that's kind of not true either, because you just want to avoid them. Everyone else can knock each other out, right? Let the competition eliminate themselves. Look, last year, whilst obviously we didn't get through the group stage, again, for half of it, we managed it really well. So it's not a case of we can't beat big teams. I don't think we should be afraid, realistically, of any team. in the Champions League this season.
Not if we want to win it.
And purely because we play better against big teams. Our results are better against teams that will attack us, that will press us, because we'll sit back, we'll counter, we'll hit them on the break. That's the game plan under Ollie. We have good success against big teams because of that. So if it's a case of playing some big teams, I wouldn't mind. Obviously, we would prefer an easier draw. If you look at the pots, I think you would probably want Lille or Sporting. Or Villarreal, to be honest, I wouldn't mind having them just to rid that ghost. You know, maybe for Ollie in the case of, okay, that final was what it was last year. Let's beat him over two different legs in this group stage and then move on. So, again, Villarreal, Sporting, Lille. Lille, obviously, they did win the league last season, but they haven't started very well. Sporting would be interesting. A bit of a homecoming for Bruno, right? That would be certainly interesting if he went back there. Obviously, we're in pot 2. It's funny, though, actually, because I was looking at the pots before we came on here, and pot 2, it's fortunate we're in it, because I would say that's far more, dangerous. Pot 2.
Yeah, 100%.
It's kind of weird that sort of Champions pot, you look at that and you go, there's teams in there you'd fancy having. Absolutely. You know, so, pot 2 is the more difficult one, so fortunately, that's us anyway. Pot 3... I don't think you just probably want to avoid Leipzig, maybe. I know people will say Ajax, but Ajax, if they have a successful season, their team just gets gutted of any talent that they have. The interesting thing would be, of course, can you imagine if we have Ajax, we have to go play away at Ajax and Donny van der Beek's on the bench and doesn't come on?
Do not put that into the atmosphere, because that is very possible. Bro.
Very possible. And then pot 4 is the one you just probably want to avoid AC Milan, right? Apart from that. You'd fancy yourself.
I'd say so. Yeah, the final, just in case people want to know, is at the Krasovsky Stadium in St. Petersburg in Russia on the 28th of May 2022. So that is what we are obviously all fighting for, to get there come May. Just as you were talking about all of that, there's some stuff on Christian Eriksen that's being put out on the draw, and it just kind of cast my mind back. We'll get back to the draw and just real in a sec. But what a blessing that was for him to come through that, man. You've seen some of the scenes there, and the medical people at Denmark's national team and stuff like that. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I remember when that happened, we all do, and saying no matter what happens in this tournament, whoever wins, whatever, even though England was, nearly had a chance of winning it, the best thing about the tournament was Christian Eriksen surviving that.
Oh, absolutely.
It was unreal.
It was just so... I mean, your thing is that kind of imagery, if you're fortunate enough, you just don't see anyway.
Yeah.
So to see that, let alone just to see it anyway, is just so jarring, but let alone in a stadium full of people. And obviously then the cameras, I mean, that was what it was. And the players, the really powerful thing was the players surrounding him, wasn't it? It was the players surrounding, the players forming a shield. And it was just, it's absolutely just, it was horrifying. It was absolutely horrifying. And then... sometimes you can sometimes sort of lose your faith, I guess, in sort of humans around the world, or human nature, all that kind of stuff. But then you see stuff like that, and immediately you go, man, it's just suddenly things just suddenly feel so irrelevant, don't they? Football or whatever. And it was such a great story. And look, I mean, we don't know if he can ever come back in terms of playing football. I hope so. I really do hope so. Because
apparently he wants to as well.
Apparently he wants to, and whether or not he can. But I mean, his teammates and the captain that performed emergency CPR at the time, just incredible, absolutely incredible. So fingers crossed for him. Honestly, fingers crossed that he can come back.
100%. It was just absolutely insane. So really good to see him come through that. Do you know what I mean? A real big thing. But back to the draw. Yeah, the way I see it is, look, I'd like to say it's pot luck, because it's supposed to be pot luck, but we,
nice. Hey.
Recent times, man. Recent times, we've just been getting some real tough.
Oh yeah, it's laughable in some cases.
Yeah, exactly. Lille. If we're looking at Lille, Liga champions last year. Tough start to this year. Because I'm trying to look. What I'm trying to look at is we know the big boys. We know the teams that you're thinking, that's a massive game. It's going to be tough. But I want to kind of look at some of the other teams that obviously could be tricky. Lille, you would think obviously as French champions, but they've had a tough start. So Ajax, Ajax are always good, always difficult to beat,
and an atmosphere,
as well. Villarreal are in pot 1. Would you like to draw Villarreal home and away to try and leave one on them?
Yes, I would. But not just because of that. I mean, revenge. Well, whatever. It's football. Things change.
Yeah,
it would be more for Ollie in the sense of, okay, we can move on with that. And to be honest with you, if we beat Villarreal in the group stage, both home and away, it doesn't change what happened last season. That doesn't change anything. We still didn't win the game. We still didn't manage the game well enough, and I don't think we showed up on that day, and that's unfortunate. We can't change anything, but it would be just for his point of view, or maybe the squad's point of view of, okay, that was what it was. We've moved on. We're a better team. We're in a better place now. I think maybe because stuff like that does matter. The only thing I would say is going away to Villarreal. Small stadium, really good atmosphere, because again, that was their first, I think, was that their first ever trophy that they'd ever won or something like that last year.
Crazy atmosphere.
Crazy atmosphere. They played against Chelsea in the Super Cup the other week. They didn't play badly. Badly at all.
They didn't.
We know they're not a bad side.
1-1 as well and played well, yeah.
Exactly. So it would be a tough game, but I would, for the sake of the squad and for the sake of Ollie and just for morale and, in comparison to some of the other teams there, you'd fancy yourself, hopefully, beating Villarreal, but I don't know. I don't want to jinx anything. I'm really hesitant to say anything. I'm really hesitant to be like, I want this team, because it'll get clipped. It'll get clipped. Then it'll be like, silly.
But how? I mean, so just in terms of your thoughts, like kind of wrapping up in terms of your thoughts of what you think or what you're kind of hoping for. Just tell me this: are you hoping? Would you like to just have not easy teams, but kind of ones where you feel like it's a foregone conclusion that we should get through, or would you want that test that exciting? Like when we had PSG and RB Leipzig, obviously we were all like, flipping it, this is going to be hard, but let's go.
Yeah.
Then, we got into a really good position and it was exciting. Obviously it went to shit, but would you rather just an easy, nice, comfortable path through and then see what happens in round 16 and go then? Or are you trying to are you here for that energy of, listen, if you get a tough one straight away, then you get a tough one straight away. Let's go.
I'm on both sides of it because I'm happy to get one team. I'm happy to get one big team because, like you said, even going back to the Mourinho days, we played Juventus and we won away from home. Nobody thought we were going to win, and you're buzzing.
Crazy,
you feel amazing, right? And it's crazy, and it's always nice to have a big game, big Champions League nights against big teams, testing yourself. They are exciting. But weigh that up in terms of I'd rather go through. I'd rather go through. And I don't want to finish third this season. I don't want to finish third and then a Europa League and all that kind of stuff. I'd rather go through, test ourselves in a knockout game, and then if it doesn't work out, then it's the league. Then we'll focus on the league. I don't want to be Thursday nights, all that kind of stuff anymore. We've been through that too much.
100%. I don't want to be getting relegated into the Europa League and going in there again. I don't. It might sound like a stupid question, but it is you guys' show. Into the chat, I want to know what you guys are saying. Would you prefer the more difficult draw, or are you here for that energy of no, just get us through, just give us the easiest draw possible, so we don't have to have any hardships. And even then, we're not the perfect team as we seen the other day. There's still work to be done. I don't think we can look at any team. And just say, easy peasy. Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, what would your selection be? What would your selection be then? If you had to pick, obviously, if you had to replace these question marks, what would you pick? Let's see if you're like Darren Brown or something like that.
Right. Pot 1, I want Sporting.
Right.
Pot 3, I want Atlanta.
Really? That's a tough one.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. I thought you'd say Salzburg.
Or Salzburg. That's what I was going to say. Or Salzburg.
You're just thinking of the trips.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the trips, actually, to be fair. I haven't been there before. And pot 4, been to Bruges already. Obviously, Sheriff is obviously going to be one of the ones to look out for.
Wild.
Young Boys I've been to already. Pogba scored a great goal against Young Boys. Left foot, top corner, I remember that. And Martial, I think, scored in that game. But yeah, I think when you're looking in pot 4, like I said, apart from AC Milan, you're looking at it and fancying your chances. Pot 3, you're looking across there. Ajax, obviously tough sometimes. RB Leipzig, we know about them.
Wouldn't want to go away to Shakhtar either. It's tough.
Yeah, exactly. That'll be tough. But then going away to Russia, going away to Zenit would be tough as well. Listen, we're Man United and we ain't won the flipping Champions League since 2008. Yeah. So we're not in a position, and we've especially with where we are at now. I don't think we're actually in a position to be saying we'll beat them.
Oh yeah,
we'll beat
absolutely.
Them. Yeah. Because that's just not how we perform. But then again, you know what? Look, as the season goes on and confidence develops and form develops and players start having standout performances and really getting in the moment, then as these situations, as these games come, whoever they may be, then we may feel more confident. But as it stands now, before the draw's been done, I just don't have that arrogance in me to say, yeah, man, we'll take them, smash them up.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, even in Fergie's sort of last couple of years, our record in the Champions League was awful. It was really bad against teams like, Basel and stuff like that. We'd struggle. And because you just never know. I mean, I'll be honest. I know I've mentioned Sheriff like 3 or 4 times already, and it's a bit of an obsession now. I think the idea of United View having fan views in Moldova would be tremendous. I think it would be absolutely tremendous.
Yeah, no, that would be crazy.
Yeah,
that really would be crazy. I just feel like I'm just so reluctant, like I said, to really just do that whole chucking it thing and be like, yo, this is fine, we can do this, we can do that, because at the end of the day, mate, we haven't performed like that. You know, of course there's teams on paper, and rightly so, with our squad and what it costs. We're entitled to say, fancy us against them. But we always got to be careful.
You know what I mean? We all in the Europa League final last year. That didn't go very well in the end. So
no, it didn't. Hanson says, keep up the great work, guys. Appreciate that, Hanson. We definitely will. And Joel Lobo, we've read that super chat already. So yeah, I think this always happens. Before the draw. Don't get me wrong.
What the
people standing,
the nothing.
Yeah, I know, but the people standing on the stage though have had a massive impact in what happened with Christian Eriksen and stuff like that. But I'm talking away from that in general. There's always some like a big thing that happens where there's no draw. It never, the standing ovation that those guys are receiving as well. If you guys can't see it, which is fantastic. The people that, I think it's the medics and the club doctors and staff of the national team. And people who are involved in that incident that are they've been given some awards, rightly so.
Absolutely.
And they're receiving a standing ovation from the people who are there. So yeah, in terms of that, obviously that's fantastic. But in general, you usually got obviously one of the ex-legends and just talking about it, and it just takes ages.
Is when they're just weird legends as well. They'll be like they'll go, okay, we're going to do the Champions League draw. Who are we going to bring out today? Emmanuel Petit, and you go, why? Why? Okay, great. Or when they
Arsenal
bring out,
fans are going to come for you.
Well, I was again keeping with the Arsenal Chelsea thing. I love it when you have like an English player like an Ashley Cole come out, and they for a fact they'll pull out some of these names. Like for me, if I had to pull out like Sheriff Tiraspol, they'll be like, oh, this pronunciation's going to kill me. I'm going to get this so wrong.
They'll just undo the ball and just hold it.
Sheriff.
Yeah, our pronunciation is not always the thing.
That's terrible.
Not always the thing. It is. But those guys are leaving the stage, and then hopefully we'll get some people standing behind the pots of balls and get this thing underway.
We need tripped.
Yeah, 100%. What do you think our chances of winning the Champions League actually are? Like, I know, like that's quite a difficult or quite a broad question, especially as we're about to find out our fate in the group stages. But just in general, do you think our team would be better equipped for cup competition, or going to 38 games? Basically, what do you think Ollie's best shot of a silverware is? It the Carabao Cup? Is it going to be the FA Cup? How do you see it?
I mean, to say that we would have a really good chance of winning the Champions League, I think it's a reach, because just you have to look at there you go, Branislav Ivanovic, she's coming out to do the draw. It's random. It's just random. It's random. It is. It's just random. It's like picking a name out of the hat. Branislav Ivanovic.
Put some respect on his name.
Oh, yeah.
377 appearances for Chelsea. Played in big games. Played at the Nou Camp. Won. You know what I mean?
But he was playing for West Brom, like last season or something like that.
That is nuts. He was a couple of seasons ago. Yeah.
It just. But yeah, going back to the whole, do we have a chance?
Won the Champions League in 2012.
Well,
there you go.
He's been there and done
the
league. Very successful.
Actually, I wouldn't take that back.
I'm not taking anything back. I didn't take anything back. I said it. I owned it.
Branislav Ivanovic, bro.
He's a good player. It's a bit random. But anyway, going back to can we win it? Of course we can win it. It's a cup competition, and when it comes to the draws and the opponents, if you get a good draw and you're fortunate to get some good teams going through it, anything is possible. Anything is possible. And again, what does tend to fall in our favour, at least I hope, is that against bigger teams, arguably teams that might be better than us or whatever, we have a good record. We have a good record against big sides or against sides that might have a bit more quality than we do. The reason why is because they play into our hands. We're very good on the break. We're very good at countering. It'll be interesting to see if we're going to be playing that kind of counter-attack style once we have a full-strength squad. You know, if you've got a Varane, a Sancho, a Rashford, a Cavani, are we still going to be playing on the break a lot, or is that going to get to the point where maybe Ollie does change the formation? And that's when it gets into an interesting thing for the Champions League as well. Because you have to remember as well, we've had 2 games this season, but we still have yet to play our strongest side for the entire game. We just haven't. So that's going to be fascinating as well. And obviously, look, when it comes to whether we can win it, there is still, a week or so to go, or just under a week to go till the transfer window closes. And we could be looking at a scenario where Mbappe goes to Madrid, Ronaldo goes to Man City, and who knows who else goes. So that changes everything as well, doesn't it?
Some tasty games potentially in the Champions League. Michael Essien is out as well as one of the other players.
I'm not going to slander him.
To draw. No, top player.
I've already been told off.
Yeah. Top draw player Michael Essien was, man. He was a really good player. Tabara says, I want a difficult draw. Our players aren't able to focus on the smaller teams. Against PSG and RB Leipzig, Oli and the players are focused. Against Istanbul, not so much. So basically, Tabara is saying, yeah, like you pretty much siding with what you said, Owen, that we've got a better record against those teams, and we get up for them more when we take our eye off the ball with maybe a winnable game or a game that we're expected to win in inverted commas. That's when we maybe find it a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, I think now I'm thinking about it, maybe I'm just sort of worrying myself into a bit of a frenzy here, but I just think like if we had say like Dynamo Kiev away, I would be a little bit concerned about that actually.
100%.
Because our record, you know, in those kind of games away against a team that's going to be tough to beat, I'd be like, I tell you what, I don't know. I really don't know. We could win at 4-0 or we could really struggle. That's the problem with Man United. It's like the Southampton game at the weekend. Going into that game, we expected us to win, but that performance wasn't exactly surprising, you know, because that has happened. And against those smaller teams, you know, we have history of sort of performing like that. But then also, when we played Young Boys away a couple of years ago, we beat them like 3-0 or something, didn't we? It was a quality performance. So you just never know with Man United. You never know, which is not ideal for a Champions League scenario. I just hope that we can actually progress a little bit more in the Champions League this year. I mean, what's the furthest we've got in recent years? A quarter? Was that against the one with PSG? I think maybe a quarter was the second round. Yeah. So, it would be nice for us to go on a little bit of a run, wouldn't it? Because it just feels like with the United and the Champions League, it's always over so quickly in recent years. You can never really sink your teeth into it, especially when you're in a group of death and you see your rivals from England in like an easier group and they're already thinking about the knockout stages and you're saying to yourself, I just wish I was there.
100%. Jesus, sorry, I just saw some breaking news. It's just some kind of stuff with Benjamin Mendy. I won't go into it, but you know, that sort of stuff affects a lot of people. So if that's, you know, made you feel upset or anything, you know, I mean, we're with you. We'll keep it moving. But there's a lot of stuff on Twitter there going on. So wow, it's sickening stuff if that's the case. But we're with you. We're with anyone who's kind of, you know, if that brings back any emotions, and you guys you needing some, you know what I mean, some time to think about it. We are with you guys. Back to Manchester United, I do feel that with that squad, with Varane in there as well and Sancho in there as well, if we are to have a chance at winning something, we've got such a good squad. We've got some players in there who really can be the difference.
We've got winners
in these types of games.
Absolutely. And you've got someone You've got someone like Varane, who I don't think Varane came to Manchester United for the money. You know, he's won everything and he wants to win it again somewhere else. That's the great thing about Varane is not just his quality, a world-class defender, but also his record of being places and winning things. He expects and wants to win things at Manchester United, whether that's the Premier League or the Champions League or whatever. So that's the kind of player you want to have in your side. That's the kind of player you need if you're going to win a Champions League. Someone that is just a winner. No doubts about it. Wherever they go, they win things. So that's the encouraging thing, I think, for me, when it got people like that in the squad. And like you said, people like Sancho, even people like Cavani. Again, we're talking about winners, and we're talking about people that can change the game just like that. Or it's moments, isn't it?
Yes,
it's moments
absolutely.
In games, and they can absolutely change things in moments. So I think obviously our squad's stronger than it was last year. Is it complete? No. I think everyone would say that we do need a defensive midfielder. But the thing is, cup competitions like the Champions League, it's different to the Premier League. Obviously, you need a lot more, I would say, consistency in the Premier League. Where it comes to Champions League, you can play in moments and win games and go through. because it's just, especially in knockout football, anything can happen. Interesting thing, of course, this season is that there is no away goals. So essentially,
what do you make of that?
Essentially,
I didn't really get to ask you at the time.
Yeah, games are even now. So
do you think that's fair? Do you like that rule?
I prefer it. I don't like, because obviously when the rules are there with that kind of stuff, you do have those kind of managers. They'll play for it. Get a goal. Right, we've got an away goal. We're going to defend. Even when you're at home.
First thing you think of.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the first thing you think of. Go out there. Home game. Don't lose. Get out there. Get an away goal.
Exactly.
If
you've got an away goal from the first leg and you're at home, you won't even attack. Even though you're at home, you should attack. You'll be like, no, defend it. We don't want to concede an away goal as well. So we'll just stick to that, So I like it. I think it makes sense, doesn't it? Maybe that away goal was just kind of an overcomplication of football that didn't necessarily need to be complicated. Hopefully, it can go either way. You could see a scenario whereby both teams just don't attack anymore, or opens the game up because you've just got to win the scoreline like you would for any match anyway. So it will be interesting. I think it'll be confusing initially. You'll have that whole thing, I scored away from home. And they'll be like, it doesn't matter. You'll be like, oh. Great, because sometimes it was a case of, you remember, like, say you would go to like the new camp and you'd be 3-0 down, but you score a goal in the last minute, you're like, okay, something to hold on to next leg. So all we need is two. That doesn't happen anymore. You still need to score those 3 goals. So that's interesting. You would hope that it would encourage teams to attack more. So I think that's an interesting development this year.
Yes, absolutely. I think so. It would be a massive development. We'll have to see how that one plays out. Super chat here from Dig says we should buy Traore to run in behind, off the shoulders, open spaces in midfield, front three of Pogba, Tony, Mason. It doesn't do that. Centre backs just keep them in front at Southampton, basically wanting someone to run in behind. And Al Lanida has a super chat there, a contribution as well, so we appreciate that. Don't care as long as you don't play Martial again, really, says Paul Lovenbury. Wow, not feeling Martial. No. I can confirm that I did see KG tweet and say that he's struggling with the Ronaldo news. So it'll be interesting to see what he says.
You see him the other day when I came onto the stream and it was a bit late and I went, it's all KG's fault. He was livid. He was like, I can't believe it. I just tuned into the stream. What are you talking about? But if in doubt, you blame KG. That's the motto we have here on the channel. Absolutely.
The blur says Traore is pants, so not wanting Traore. So we'll have to see. But we've got players standing behind balls at the moment.
We just had
that's what we've got.
Was goalkeeper of the year or something like that. Goalkeeper of the season.
Oh, is that what they're doing?
Yeah, I don't know if they're going into the draw now.
Oh yeah. Oh, they're going to do player of the. Oh, come on, just get on with it. This always happens. Is it going to happen now?
I think so.
Yes, I believe it is.
Yes, finally.
Okay, right.
Good.
Owen, let's go. Let's get involved.
Yes.
Let's get a good draw here. Let's get a good draw.
I'm hopeful.
I want an easy draw. I'm shameless. I want easy draws. I want what looks on paper as, we should win all of them. I want that.
Yeah, I want us to have the best opportunity at winning. That's all.
Maybe with one. Maybe, like you said, maybe with one of the big teams in there. Because it's just packed out Old Trafford under the lights. It's nice, isn't it? You do want that.
Well, what's going to be interesting as well is obviously because we're in pot 2. Once the first pot is all emptied out, we're going to have a look at which group do we not want to go into immediately? So that's going to be interesting.
Yes.
I don't know. It's just so there's something about draws as well that just the way that it's on a little bit of paper. Yeah, a little bit of paper they've got. It's just so drama. It's so drama.
It's like a kid's party. It's on a little crappy little bit of paper. Open it out. They never glamorize it. It's literally like, I do kind of like that they just keep it the same.
And they got the little Champions League footballs, and if they don't swirl it around enough, you watch it and you go, they're not swirling it around enough.
Yeah, it's cheating.
Absolutely. Put it back. Start again. I didn't see anything like that. Usually, like the day before, they did a practice draw last night. Manchester United got, I don't know, like Bayern Munich, all this kind of stuff. Or usually it's Manchester United got this easy draw, and then the next day it's Man United got Bayern Munich, AC Milan.
Yeah, because that usually gets leaked.
Yeah,
exactly. It usually gets leaked. The practice draw. Why does that happen?
I don't know. But that's the one that goes Man United's way. So I haven't seen that today. So fingers crossed. Fingers crossed that was the bad one.
They're just announcing where the final is going to be played, which we've already said it's going to be played in Russia on the 28th of May. Right. Is this it now?
I hope so.
Here we go.
I hope so. If not,
are they going on a break?
I haven't this gone.
I think they're going on a break. I think they're about to go on a break. Are they?
I don't know. I don't think so.
No, right.
No,
Play,
we're on.
all the clubs teams
We're
are
on.
there.
Good.
Here we go. There's all the pots. If you're just joining us, I'm going to read through the pots again very quickly. Pot 1, Chelsea, Villarreal, Atletico Madrid, Manchester City, Inter Milan.
Oh.
Don't know why I did that.
Exotic.
Bayern München, Lille, and Sporting Club de Portugal.
Wow. Oh, wow.
I'm giving it a bit of swaz now. Getting excited. Pot 2, Real Madrid.
They rushed through that, didn't they?
Barcelona. Oh, that's us. Oh, what? No, they've really gone quick on that one.
No, they just cared about the top pot 1.
I know. Pot 2, Barcelona, Borussia Dortmund, Juventus, Liverpool, PSG, Real Madrid, Sevilla, and obviously ourselves. Pot 3 is Ajax, Atlanta, Benfica, RB Leipzig, FC Porto, RB Salzburg, Shakhtar Donetsk, and Zenit. And pot 4 is Besiktas, Club Brugge, Dynamo Kiev, Malmo, AC Milan, Sheriff, Wolfsburg, and Young Boys. So let's see how this pans out.
And they have to go through this like weird
rules,
to
just allocate
explainer of the rules, because nobody's ever seen a Champions League draw before.
Yes. Okay. Russia and Ukraine can't get each other teams from them. Yeah.
Looks like a weird game of Connect 4 at the moment, I don't know, with all those sort of dots going on the screen.
Yeah. Oh, come on.
I mean, realistically,
this.
the coverage for this Champions League thing started at what, 1:45? It's been nearly an hour.
I know. When I said yeah, we're going to go live for the Champions League.
I was pushing it. I'd take the blame. I'd take the blame. I was pushing for it. I was going, yeah, let's go live at the same time. It'll start at 5. It started at 5. 5. God, in what reality?
Bantu code 3 says it's annoying that they keep tinkering with the rules and regulation of the game. What inspired that? Big up from Perth. Met you last time you were here. Love the channel. Wow, yeah. You know what? Perth was insane. Got some friends who live out there in Perth as well. Big up to anyone over there in Perth. And yeah, you're right, Bantu. They have been tinkering with a few rules. It's almost like always looking to, in their eyes, improve football, change football, evolve football. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, man.
Yeah, sometimes it's weird. I mean, I remember I grew up playing football where for like the kickoff you had to kick the ball forward. Like that's so stupid, but that used to be a rule. People used to be really strict on it as well. If you didn't do it properly, 100%. You get those refs that go, no, it has to go forward. And you're like, oh, who cares? Who cares?
Nah.
Whereas like now, kick it straight back to, it's crazy with stuff like that. Who just decides, we'll have enough of that?
Exactly. Oh, yeah, don't need to. And to be fair, it doesn't really make much difference whether the ball goes forward or back, in terms of having to cross that line.
Yeah.
But the difference now is that then it was like, oh, you can put only one man takes the center. Like, it's just unreal. Like, just boot it to someone if you want. You know what I mean? Just hit your left back, one ping if you want.
Yeah, I remember weird rules like that, or like before, if you took it for me, like you took a goal kick, had to leave the box before anyone could touch it, your player or their player, whereas now they can touch it inside the box. It's weird stuff like that. I mean, to be honest, as a goalkeeper whose kicking was, subpar at best, I used to get out a lot of trouble by some crappy goal kick, and I'd be like, touch it, we'll take it again, we'll do an indirect free kick or something like that because my kick was terrible. So, yeah, I mean, they're just weird rule changes like that. They do it every couple of years, though. I guess that's the evolution of football, right?
Absolutely, exactly. Something has to change, and it's almost like they nitpick and find little things that are that they can change. Basically, why are they replaying Villarreal's goals against us? Why?
Wow, that's what they've got to do. Atletico, I would be a bit concerned by Atletico. I don't really want them.
No, tough to beat. Yeah. Very, very tough to beat.
Although Chelsea played them last year, didn't have any issues with them, did they? I don't think.
No, they dealt with them. They dealt with them, yeah. But Chelsea have...
Right, and when you could argue they were probably more focused on the league at that point, Atletico, right? They had a bit of a lead.
Had that run in. Yeah, Chelsea with that Tuchel prowess as well. He found a way to do it, and they looked really strong. And against Real Madrid, they beat as well. So, did they beat Real Madrid? Yeah. No. Who did they beat?
Liverpool.
Yeah, Chelsea did beat.
Yeah, Chelsea beat Real Madrid.
And Liverpool lost to Real Madrid. Yeah, so
get that.
They showed they showed them how it was done, man. Kaizen says, I hope we get an easy group. LOL. It's actually made me laugh. Says Mr. Fry. Ronaldo to City. What are you guys saying? Says Manjuta. If you just kind of get back to the beginning of the video, you'll see our thoughts about that. And Sufan B says they're about to start. Yes, they are about to start. They're still doing talking, even though they're there, ready to go.
I feel like that scene from Titanic, with that old lady at the end when she's like, "It's been like 85 years or whatever it is." Feels like that.
I know. Right. Oh, he's just letting him know this is how you swirl the balls, Branislav. This is how you do it.
As if he was going to put his hand and start throwing them out. Oh, I didn't know.
Clockwise. Yeah.
How to do it.
Oh, right. Okay. The first one is on its way out. Branislav Ivanovic is drawing it. Let's see. Come on, Branislav, twist it off.
Yeah, they struggle to get the thing open sometimes.
Yeah. First one.
Ooh.
Manchester City.
So
we know we're not going to be with them.
We're not going to be in Group A.
So we're not going to be in Group A. We know that. That's fine. So they're going to go to a pot. They're going to go to one that isn't pot 2, isn't it?
What do you do if they just cut to Ronaldo sitting in the audience? That's how they announce it.
Oh, no. They're just announcing the beginners of the groups, aren't they? So we'll all be in this one.
Yeah,
okay, that's fine.
That's what I mean. So we could actually pick which letter group we would want to be in. So we don't want to be in. Don't want to be in B.
Atletico. Okay.
Stay away from B.
B. Stay away from B already. Don't want Atletico. We'll see. So this bit doesn't really. Yeah, this just tells you where you don't want to get into. But or is not? Is this not the teams that we can actually that we're in with? No, it's not. Because Atletico.
They
just
go literally like order of pots.
Yeah,
so that's the one we want to be in.
Sporting. Okay,
C.
So maybe we do want to be in C. Group C is an option for us.
Group C.
I didn't mind Sporting.
Is the Bruno Fernandes homecoming?
Yes, I don't mind that.
But they did win the league last season in Portugal.
B-Day.
So
it would be tough. It would be tough. There's no easy games, man.
It's the first time they won the league in a long time, I think, as well. Just after Bruno left.
He jinxed it.
Yeah.
Inter. Group D is that?
Yeah.
How would you feel about Inter? Lost Lukaku.
Not the same. Not the same. Yeah.
Not the same. Obviously,
Lukaku.
Eriksen.
Yeah, lost Lukaku, lost to keep, and arguably most importantly, they lost Conte, who I think he's the real brains behind all of that. So
yeah,
I wouldn't mind it. I mean, out of the sort of bigger teams, I'd be like, I wouldn't be. No, this is the one. Don't want to be anywhere near.
Oh, fine. No. What's that? Group E.
That's Oliver Kahn.
Oliver Kahn, mate.
He's aged.
Legend. He has aged. He has aged. Absolute legend, though.
He's
absolute
a great
legend.
Keeper.
Well, you're a keeper.
Yeah,
so,
great keeper. Crazy, absolute, nutcase. But I loved it. Absolutely loved it. I love Oliver Kahn rushing out, shoving people and all that. It's great.
He was a crazy guy. Who we got next? Villarreal. Hey, get us in there. Get us in there.
Yeah. We'll sink the yellow submarine. Yeah, get rid of them.
Exactly.
It is a good atmosphere, a good stadium there, though, Villarreal.
Yeah, proper.
Really small.
Proper.
That'd be a fun away day.
So Group F. So Group C, we wanted to stay away from.
Yeah, C.
And what was the Bayern one?
I've already forgot.
No, E. I think it was E. This is the worst coverage of
Champions League. I know. Oliver Kahn, he's aged.
Yeah. Listen, you know what you're getting when you come into the United View, man.
Exactly.
You're getting a lot of laughs. You're getting a lot of good energy.
You're getting real.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not. It is what it is. Whatever happens. You know.
These graphics are professional as we get.
100%. Right, and the last one out of pot 1 is Chelsea, who obviously we can't get. Okay, so then it'll be pot 2 where they're going to decide where we're going to go to.
Exactly.
As amongst the other teams as well. So we shall see.
So what we don't want B. We don't want. They had him up on the screen there a second ago. We don't want B.
Yeah, they might show him in a second.
We don't want D either.
They better not go to a flipping ad break or something in between.
I tell you what they might do.
They better not.
I tell you what they might do. I think they might do another award. I think they might go for Defender of the Year.
Oh my god!
Because they did Goalkeeper of the Year. I told you. Told you. Flex asked me what the lottery numbers are. I got predictions.
Who do you think it should be then? Well, since we're on that.
Well, that's Ruben Diaz, isn't it?
Ruben Diaz.
Not much prediction.
Yeah. Who else? Oh, it is him.
Yeah.
I thought it was showing like these are the contestants. Right.
It's not like the Oscars or anything like that. They don't even go like the nominations are. Yeah. Defender of the Year. Yeah. Then they go to a split screen of them going like that, holding hands.
Yeah.
Come on.
Jesus Christ. Jeffrey, thanks for the super chat, says Ronaldo can't be a legend of United finishing his career at City. He has enough money. He is a snake. Wow. Strong words there from Jeffrey. Not having it, mate. A lot of people are going to feel like that if it happens.
I tell you what we can talk about whilst we're waiting for the Defender of the Year. Scott McTominay, of course, had surgery earlier today.
Yeah.
That's an interesting one, considering... obviously, they said that he went through pre-season and they were trying to manage it, but it just came to a point. I think it's a bit of a Rashford situation where they realised, you know what, let's just fix it. Otherwise, he's going to be out for a long period of time. But the interesting thing about it, obviously, is that if we didn't need a defensive midfielder before, which we did, we definitely do now. But also, from a Donny van de Beek point of view, if he doesn't play now, he is not going to play. End of. End of. We don't have a defensive midfielder. Not that Donny van de Beek is a defensive midfielder, but we just need midfielders at this point. And yeah, if he doesn't play now, I mean, we kind of joked about it earlier that Van de Beek didn't get on at the weekend, and McTominay did with a groin that needed surgery. If I'm Donny van de Beek, I'd be looking around going, I'm just never going to play, obviously, because this guy who everyone knew was in a lot of pain and started on the bench because he had this groin problem, he still got on ahead of me. So it's, I mean, we've been saying it's now or never for Donny for the last 18 months, to be honest with you, but it certainly is now.
I know, and we were speaking about this off air, weren't we? And you were saying, Ollie brought on a player who needed surgery.
Yeah, over him, over a healthy player,
over a healthy, 100% fit Donny. And I'm not gonna go too ham, but it just shows you that does show you how far down the pecking order Donny van de Beek really is. Because
absolutely,
if you think about it, like the guy's 100% fit, and what if he played Scott and he needed that little bit of surgery to sort whatever it was out. What if he played him and made it worse? Even in that little 10-minute spell, or however long it was he come on, it just shows you where he's at.
I mean, you always say it. You say it all the time here on the channel, and it's so true that you can talk about reports, you can talk about interviews. The real sort of way to justify if a manager rates a player or not is if they pick him. And if they don't pick him, they don't rate the player. End of. And he doesn't pick Van de Beek. And it's as simple as that, especially when you're bringing on players that have got injuries or actively need surgery. The actions speak louder than words. That's the phrase, but it's so true. It is so true. So it'll be fascinating to see if Van de Beek does play at the weekend. I still don't know if he will, to be honest with you. I mean, what do you think?
I don't think he will. I think, actually, because there's no McTominay and Fred now for about a month.
Yeah, it'd be Matic and Fred.
It'd be Matic in and out. Pogba's not been playing there. Rashford's not there. Wait there. Hold on a minute. He's got to play Donny van de Beek.
If he doesn't,
and he has to.
He doesn't have a choice.
Right. We're back up. Pot 2. Manchester United are in that pot. This is where we're going to learn what group we're going to go into. I can't remember the ones to stay away from.
We don't want
B. I'm deadly honest with you.
We don't want B.
Who was that? Atletico Madrid. Is Atletico Madrid and Bayern?
I think D is Bayern as well. So obviously we're not going to be this first one because it's Man City.
Yes, Pot A. I mean Group A. Sorry. So let's see who gets them. Borussia Dortmund. Nice little group that. Haaland
against Man City. Beat them last year, didn't they?
They did quite convincingly in the end.
Although Bellingham played really well against Man City last year. He's a top player.
He is a really top player. Another one we missed out on.
But I don't blame him. because I don't think he would have played. I don't think he would have played.
No, would he have played instead of McTominay and Fred?
No, McTominay would be coming on with one leg over Jude Bellingham. Right, this could be us. So we got to be careful. Be us. He's taking his time. He's got to feel for the dramatics.
Come on, Mikel. Michael.
Oh, that's what they're doing it differently.
Group C.
So that goes into C. I thought they were just doing it like bang, 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 bang.
Yeah.
I'd tell you what's good about this coverage, Flex. We don't even know the rules.
No, but do you know what though? Do you know why I like that? Because don't get me wrong, as you evolve and you start doing things, you are seen as quite professional and you're seen as a bit of an outlet to bring people the news and stuff like that. But we're just fans.
Well, I tell you what though, Dortmund got a good group because they were in there with Sporting. So Sporting's gone, so we're not going to have C. Real Madrid are out next.
Real Madrid. So now they're going to pick what letter they're going to go into.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, so that's how they're doing it. Right, okay, I'm with you.
We're on the ball, guys.
We are. I like it.
We've forgotten the groups.
Naviso says this has to be the worst commentary ever, but shout out, gents. You guys are hilarious, says Jeffrey KW. That's about having fun, man. Do you know what I mean? We would be there
it's like
at the
watching it with
BT
your friends.
studio
Yeah.
pulling out the balls if we were, knew all the rules.
Exactly.
We're just fans. We just want to know who we get.
It's like watching.
You know
It's
what I
like
mean?
watching it with friends. You don't need to know rules.
Group D.
D.
Come on, Michael.
Okay,
Get it the right way around.
You're struggling with that one.
How did the wrong around? He's like, there's a D. Is it a D?
Okay, so that's
Is it a D?
Inter Milan and Real Madrid.
Right.
It's a bit of a
That's
tasty
tough
one.
group, that.
Did they
Yeah,
have
tough
each
group,
other last year, I think?
Did they?
Yeah, I think in the group stage because Inter didn't get through. And they
I
were playing.
remember they didn't get through.
Madrid were playing at that their like training ground stadium because it was being renovated.
Oh yeah, they were. Liverpool. Right. Obviously, we know we can't be in the same one as them. Who are they going to? They could go into, say,
Bayern Munich.
Bayern Munich.
Yeah, they could.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah. Atletico. Who went into Atletico's one? That's still there, isn't it?
Nobody.
Yeah. So they can
you've
go
still
into that as well.
Atletico, Lille, Villarreal, Bayern Munich.
Yeah. They can't go over Real Madrid though.
It's going to be interesting. See if Essien can actually
Get
read
the
it
letter the right way around.
this time.
Come on. Group B. Who's that?
Atletico.
Right. So yeah, I thought that would be that
Good.
difficult one. We're still lingering. What you say? Oh yeah, because we can't then go in that group.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
So
So
we've
that's
still got
not
Bayern
bad.
Munich. Bayern Munich's still a threat to
Yeah,
us.
we need someone to get into that. I mean, the English team's left. That's it. Can Chelsea? No, Chelsea can't get Bayern Munich, can they?
They were the group one anyway, weren't they?
Yeah,
Pot one.
it's gonna be us, Give me Bayern Munich's group.
Ooh, PSG.
PSG.
I tell you what, he looks worried. Look
Yeah,
at him.
see
See
that?
his face.
What do you mean? He looks worried. He's like, we've got Messi, mate. Do you know what I mean? We didn't even want Ronaldo. Is what
Right.
he's saying.
Get Bayern Munich. Get Bayern Munich. That's what you get.
Yes.
Karma.
Bayern Munich. Come on.
Oh, it's PSG. They've gone straight into PSG.
Oh.
They've got Man City's group, rather.
Oh, right. Okay.
Whoa,
okay.
that's tasty.
That is tasty.
That is tasty.
Ronaldo could be playing against them when they turned him
Messi's
down.
going to the Etihad anyway.
Play against
I
Ronaldo.
like that.
We'll see. So Bayern Munich still very much. We're going to get Bayern Munich, bro.
We're going to get Lille.
We're going to get Bayern Munich.
Feel it.
We're going to get Bayern Munich.
Oh,
Juventus. Give them Bayern.
Yeah,
give them Bayern.
I tell you what,
Then
come on.
I think that's all the big boys
then it's,
sorted,
then,
isn't
then
it?
it's Lille or Villarreal for us, yeah. Get
Yeah.
Bayern and we'll celebrate
Go
like a
on.
goal.
Go on. So what group are they? E. They are, I think. Bayern.
I thought that Man City one was so quick, wasn't it? I think it just ruled
Yeah,
out
it was.
possibilities.
Super
It's
quick.
like, what?
He even stirred the balls for Essien like he can do himself.
Exactly.
Come on. I think Group E. I think is Bayern. H.
Is that
That's
Chelsea?
Villarreal. Who's that?
Chelsea.
Is it Chelsea? Yeah.
Chelsea.
Tasty little group that.
Yeah. So, out of the possibility of having Villarreal, Lille, or Bayern Munich, odds would suggest we're going to get either Villarreal or Lille, but odds never go in our favour.
1K watching, guys. Smash the like on the video. We've got just under 500k likes. That should be 1,000.
Barcelona.
Oh,
Barcelona.
give them Bayern.
Give them Bayern, and then, we'll celebrate it like it's a goal. Come on.
E or G. That's all that's left.
Yeah, because they can't get Villarreal, of course.
Yeah. That's all that's left for them.
Come on,
E,
Mike.
Go on, give him E. Give him E.
Go on, Big Mike.
Come on. Give him E.
I can barely sit still. So edgy.
Come on. Yes.
Yes.
There
Come
you
on.
go. Barca and Bayern in the same group.
Look at us flex. We were saying before we'll take on anyone. We're celebrating.
I know. It changes when they start flipping, pulling you out. But wait there. Can we still not get into Group E
No.
in the next round?
No.
Why not?
Well, because there will be Sevilla. Oh, so Sevilla going to be facing. That means we've got Villarreal.
Villarreal, yeah.
Villarreal confirmed.
Because in pot 2, Barcelona are in our pot. Yeah. So we can't get in them. Yeah, that's fine.
So Sevilla
Not
versus
bad.
Lille. That's a good group for them.
So,
I'll take that.
yeah, good group. But I tell you what, Villarreal looks like it might be our hardest opponent, potentially.
Wow, Flex, that's a big jinx there. That's a
Actually,
risk.
no, because Leipzig are still
Leipzig
about.
and AC Milan.
And AC Milan. No, actually, I'm talking bollocks.
We could
right,
still,
there we are.
could still,
Yeah,
backtrack that
100%.
one.
100%.
My word, Flex. Premature celebration.
Yeah, but
we'll take that. I was saying that.
We did say at the start, Villarreal, man. Like, I know it's not. It won't undo what happened when we really needed that trophy, but at the end of the day, it's a chance. It's a chance for a bit of redemption, home and away. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely, it's a chance at redemption. So of course we'll take that.
And we don't know if away fans are going to be able to travel as well.
That's a good point. We still have, I guess, the issue of different countries have different restrictions.
Different countries, different restrictions. You know, as it stands, if you haven't been double jabbed, you're going to have to quarantine for 10 days. So we don't know. So, we've got to wait and see with this. Who's going to be the midfielder of the year? Then
it'll be a player that was in the Champions League final. Yeah, it feels like they're just picking players from the Champions League final.
Yeah. Jorginho, I think. Did De Bruyne play? De Bruyne was injured, didn't it? Or came off injured? Kante. Yeah. Oh, it is Kante. I keep forgetting there's no nominations.
It's not like Oscars.
No. It's not like the Mobos, Owen. It's not like the Mobos.
In fairness, he was excellent in the Champions League.
Unbelievable. He was excellent all year last year.
Yeah, he was very good.
What a player. What a player. And you know what? People are starting to say he's washed and he's this and he's that.
No.
You know what I mean? Ali Morgan says, finally, we aren't going to draw PSG. Yes, 100%. That is very, very true. Finally. And Tabara says, regarding Donny van der Beek, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer chooses a recovering Jesse also. Yeah, because Jesse was coming back from COVID as well.
Such a good point.
Don't get any better for poor old Donny, does it? Bless him. Hey, we're just hearing from Alexia, who is the UEFA Women's Champions League midfielder of the season. Good job for her. He'll play Matic instead, says Mr. Frye. And Fabrizio is on CBS right now talking about the former Ronaldo. And got a score to settle with Villarreal, says Styler Boy. Yeah, let us know if you're just joining us. Manchester United have been drawn against Villarreal as our first set of opponents. What group is it again, Owen?
Group. There you go. It's on screen. Group. H? No, it's not H.
Group, no.
G. E.
J. Z.
You will not find better commentary than this, guys.
We have not got a clue.
We're just happy we're streaming.
We're in some group, but we definitely have got Villarreal. I can confirm that. Yeah. Fact. That's 100% confirmed.
That's on the screen. That's gospel.
Group F. It's you know what? It's a good job that people in the chat are concentrating.
That's the community we have, Flex. Yeah, people that are going to bail us out.
It's funny, man. I like it. You just got to have fun with stuff. What's the point in being all serious all the time?
We're you know, I don't know about you, Flex. I'm not a professional broadcaster just yet.
No, so no training.
Exactly. This is the reality. This is the reality of like when you're watching it, because this is what it's always like when I'm watching it. You with your mates or with your family or whatever. You go, what group are we in again? Who have we got? How does this work? You know?
I know. No, I feel like, look, when we need to talk football and be serious and stuff, we can. But when it comes to, Stu Wesley says Flexus was on Sky. No, that's different though. That is different. I can do that. In terms of understanding all the dynamics of which group this is and who can get this.
Permutations.
I'm just a Man United fan and I just want to know who we got.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and I'm sure you guys feel like that as well.
And that's the kind of analysis I bring to the channel of Oliver Kahn's got old. He's aged.
Horrible guy you are.
I wouldn't say it to his face. Good Lord.
100%. Big guy. Big guy.
Goodness, yeah.
Right, let's go. Let's find out who else will be joining us. So out of all these teams, these teams can all join us, yeah?
I guess so. There's no English teams, right? No.
Yeah, they've all been drawn.
Yeah, so anyone.
Right. Anyone is anyone. Let's go.
Yeah, because there isn't even any Spanish teams either.
Come on, Branny. Give us someone good. Group F.
Oh.
Shakhtar Donetsk.
Don't want them. Don't want them.
I don't fancy us going out there to Ukraine. So they can't go in A, B, C, or D.
Yeah.
Okay. So there is a chance they can get F.
It's a tough draw, that.
It is. I mean, on paper, again, you should be winning it, but
it's just historically, English teams don't have a good record going to Shakhtar. They have a really good home record in the Champions League. Maybe a bit of a homecoming for Fred, right? Go back to Shakhtar.
Imagine he would drop that 50 million Fred performance, where even City wanted him. Remember why everyone wanted me, Fred performance.
That would turn KG round. No more Fred is dead.
Yeah, KG is done, mate. Fred. Group D.
Not us.
Not us. Okay, so we avoided a bit of a tricky away tie to the Ukraine. So that is Inter, Real Madrid, and Shakhtar.
But in reality, again, you look at part 3, all of those ones, apart from Salzburg, you would say they're all difficult games. In reality, they're all tough
100%.
ones. They're all ones you would say United should be, if you're going to win the Champions League, you would probably expect to win those ones. But
100%.
But they're all tough games, especially some of those away ties.
Yes, exactly. Big up all the mods as well, taking care of everything. There's a lot of spamming going on. Mimi in charge as per usual, smashing it. Big up to her. Big up to David Lee as well, helping out, and all the other mods, because some people are just getting quite silly. I know it's really intense, and those guys do a great job of just keeping everything A1. So yeah, big up to the best mods in the world, man.
Absolutely.
Right, let's go. Come
Benfica.
on, who else we got?
Benfica just come out.
Missed that. I'll take Benfica. I wouldn't mind going there as well. Hopefully that will be like towards the end of the year sort of thing, away, and then might be able to go
Victor
to
Lindelof
Portugal.
homecoming.
Yes.
I'll just keep saying homecoming.
I'll take Benfica. Definitely take Benfica.
Great stadium.
Oh,
E.
it's not us. It's not us. I want to go Portugal, man. Play that every year.
Oh, that's a group, isn't it? Bayern Munich, Barcelona, Benfica.
Some big European giants there, Benfica.
We played them a couple of years ago in the Champions League under Mourinho, didn't we? Benfica. When the goalie had a howler.
Yeah, absolute stinker.
Yeah. It's a good stadium, though. Really good atmosphere.
Yeah. It looks a little bit like the Emirates, their stadium.
Zenit.
Well, I don't really want to go Russia on a midweek.
In winter.
In winter. It's all about the experience, mate. Drag the North Face back out of the garage. I'm ready.
You'll be one of those people that, one of those teams, because Zenit always have that really early kickoff, don't they? At like 4 o'clock.
Yeah, the crazy kickoff, yeah. Mate, I did it to go to Astana in Kazakhstan. So, I can do it again. And that's near Russia. So...
Zenit, right back in sort of mid-2000s, were pretty successful. Got to a few Europa League finals.
I think we're going to get them.
Flex has got a feeling.
Yeah, we're going to get them. No. Group H. I really thought that'd be Group F there. But Chelsea, going to Russia midweek, that is a trip.
Roman Abramovich homecoming. There, everything's a homecoming. That's all I've got.
Yeah. Beyonce settings, man. I told you.
Homecoming.
Oh, and you like a little bit of Beyonce?
Put a ring on it. I've got one on. Weren't expecting that, were you, Flex?
No, I wasn't.
No.
RB Leipzig. Oh,
ooh.
no.
This is a tough one, and there's only a few selections they can do.
F and G.
Yeah, it's us or the Lille group.
Bro, we got Leipzig again, man.
Even the Leipzig guy's got his hand on his chest, thinking,
Hey, listen.
He doesn't want it.
We got Leipzig again, bro.
No.
It's going to be United. It's going to be us.
No.
Leipzig
are going to go in that group, which is the easy group of like Sevilla
Another
and Lille.
redemption. They're not the Champions League.
Could you imagine? It's like an
Two redemption.
Oh, Group A.
Group A.
Oh, I thought it was only 2 groups that could go in.
Yeah.
No. I'll tell you what. Don't listen to me, guys. Don't have a clue.
Tasty group.
That's a tasty group. Man City,
PSG,
I said at the beginning of the stream, they'll get an easy group. Jinxed
to be fair, at least no one can accuse that of happening, of it being rigged for City, because they've got a difficult group for a change.
Absolutely. Good.
Yeah, about time City got a difficult group. Might tweet that now, actually.
Atalanta. Good side.
Yeah, I did say I wouldn't mind them.
Good side.
But they are good.
I don't know if they play at home, though, in the Champions League. I think, but isn't it because their stadium isn't up to code of like UEFA code or whatever? They have to play at they have to play at like the San Siro, or they have for the last few years. I don't know if that's changed or anything.
Right.
Which is why they've sort of, not that they've struggled. I think they did all right last year, but they're a good side.
Keep Ahmad and play him against them.
Yeah. That'd be.
I mean, homecoming.
Yeah, I didn't say it because I didn't want to say it. As soon as you said that, I went, no, I'm not going to say it.
No, say it, mate. Any homecoming that appears, you say it.
So homecoming.
And it is Manchester United.
Ahmad homecoming.
If he doesn't go on loan to Sheffield United in the Championship.
Yeah. That is,
probably will.
Tell you what, though, that ain't an easy group. Villarreal and Atalanta. That's tricky. That's a tough one. That is
tricky.
No,
very,
no,
very
like
tricky.
ginormous teams, but teams that you're going to go, that's tough.
When we was beginning to start talking about some of the more difficult
Salzburg.
ones, Salzburg wouldn't have minded them. Austria. You started talking about some of the more difficult, the trickier ones. We all know about the big boys, your Barcelonas, your Real Madrid, your Bayern Munich, etc., etc. But I do feel like Atlanta and Villarreal definitely would fall into the category of tough.
Yeah,
and we know about Villarreal already.
They're the teams which at home you would go United should win that. Away from home you'd be like, if you did get a draw, you wouldn't be like that's not the end of the world, because they're tough games.
Yeah.
So that is it'd be interesting. But again, I don't know if Atalanta will be playing at home or not officially at home because they haven't the last few years.
But still, even if it ain't in their actual stadium, it's in San Siro. It's still going to have all of their fans.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And
it's still going to be.
It's still a big European night. Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
They're a good
But that's
side.
what it's about. Yeah, they're a good side, but that's what it's about. European aways, man. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, I don't think Atalanta are like flush with cash either. I think they're one of those sides that, despite having people like Inter Milan and Juventus, whatever in the league, they've still managed to thrive, which is pretty impressive considering, isn't it? So,
yeah, absolutely.
That's the interesting one. If you do get an Ahmad homecoming.
Oh, Porto, Liverpool, Atletico. Interesting. Liverpool should be all right in that.
Yeah, you would think so.
Yeah.
Ajax.
They're going to go into. Yeah, definitely.
Even though the whole Donny situation would have been.
I know.
It would have been such a story, wouldn't it?
Sporting. Look at Edwin. Still looks great.
He could still play.
He hasn't aged.
He really hasn't. And I tell you, he got better as he got older as well. Like, remember, he retired at 40, and Sir Alex is giving it, stay because you can still play, mate.
100%.
He absolutely could have carried on a few years.
Haaland's got the forward of the tournament.
That's interesting, that, isn't it?
Yeah, not someone who was in the final.
No,
did score a hell of a lot of goals.
A lot of goals. What do you reckon? What are you feeling about him next year,
bro? I want to say the coast is clear, but now the City thing happened with Harry Kane. Things have changed, and now Ronaldo's gonna go City potentially. Though that does, but then next year they still might want to go for Haaland. It depends how long they keep Ronaldo for. If they give him a 2-year deal, then if it happens, then they won't go for Haaland. I'm all in for Haaland. Me.
Would you be willing then if Ronaldo does go to City, taints a bit of his United legacy? Are you willing to sacrifice the Ronaldo legacy to get Haaland in next season? Oh, that's a question.
I say yeah, because what is the Ronaldo legacy now if he goes to City? Like, do you know what I mean? He's gonna make his own mind up and potentially go there. And if he does,
I think
then it is what it is. But yeah, exactly. Tabara says, aren't we embracing a small club mentality now, seeking revenge, while other clubs are collecting trophies? Villarreal, Glazers out. Hashtag love Owen's pen.
I haven't. I haven't been flying around the pen today.
I know. Where's the pen, man?
What about holding it? I get stupid. I just start going, welcome, homecoming.
Yeah. Yeah. Haaland's just talking to me on mute. What's he saying?
In fairness, I know that's a Borussia Dortmund hoodie. That's quite a nice hoodie, isn't it?
He's reading off an auto cue. Hold on.
He's going to be ours next year.
Finally, and obviously, thank you to all my teammates. His eyes are literally like doing that. He's like reading. He's reading off the auto cue. Yeah. The press officer's gone. Hey, Erling, we didn't win the Champions League, but you got this award. We've written this. We've put it in auto cue. Just look in the camera and do this, please. Alanida says Atlanta beat Liverpool at Anfield last season, though.
Good side.
Yeah. Facts, United fan says. Connor Leaf says, I won't consider Ronaldo a United legend if he goes to City. A lot of people have said that today. You're not the only one. And Sufan B says, the difficult thing about our group is that they play with a defensive mindset. We are so good on the counter, not against low blocks. If you're carrying on from last year, 100%. We can't get AC Milan with Atlanta, says Radiant. So that's interesting.
Good.
And Tell says, that's an easy group.
For us?
Yeah. Well, I'm assuming they mean that.
I mean, it would, to be honest, in terms of what we could have had, I mean, you would say so, right? We have avoided so far You know,
You got to look at that and fancy yourself.
The big boys.
Got to be coming out of that group.
Well,
You've got to be coming out of the group.
Put it this way, if we didn't come out of the group, it would be a failure anyway. But certainly, you would be asking questions of, that's a group we can come out of.
100%.
Like last season, for instance, when we had PSG and Leipzig, the reason it was so disappointing was because we should have come out of it because we gave ourselves the opportunity. I think going into it, if we'd have said we'll finish third, you go, that's probably to be expected considering where we are, all that kind of stuff. Now, this group, if we came third, you'd be like, you were joking.
100%.
We should have enough to get through. You would think, but Champions League's different. Those because the thing is as well, you can have a Champions League kind of season where you're doing great in the league, and then in the Champions League you're just non-existent. Inter Milan's a great example of that last year. So it's different. It's a different mentality. It's a different setup. It's the great time 100%. Of the season. I mean, I hate this part of the season where you don't have the Champions League. When the Champions League's up and going, that's when it really gets interested, isn't it?
Yeah. Right. So I think we're going to find out our last. Well, we will find out our last opponent at some point during this round. Young Boys, Switzerland. Like I said earlier, been there already. We got the W against them. Let's see where they go. E, F, G, or H. I'm assuming the red means they can't go in that.
Yeah, I guess so. Honestly,
yeah. Which I swear we thought last time.
At this point, I am not the expert.
No. Take Young Boys again, Group F.
I think so.
Yeah, I'll take them, but just for the sake of just mixing it up, I'd prefer.
I would like to have someone a bit different. Yeah.
Yeah.
Considering Villarreal's a
played them,
rematch,
I think 3 years ago. I think we played them.
I'd like a Malmo or something like that.
Yeah, something out
Sweden.
Come on, not Group FS here, not Group F. Oh, for fuck. So boring. Like, I don't want to go there. Well, that's Man United's group.
Yeah.
Villarreal, Atlanta, and Young Boys. In all honesty, we should be coming out of that group.
Yes,
I agree. We should be winning the group on paper. Bill Ingram says, Fabrizio predicted that Atlanta is going to win the Serie A this season. Just our luck. I didn't know he did that. And we've said that super chat already. Yeah, mate, there you go. It's a bit of, do you know what? As much as we were saying like, I was as well. Let's avoid the big boys and stuff like that. When it gets down to it, you do want at least maybe one in there, one exciting tie under the lights at Old Trafford. You know what I mean? Like
you do. But in reality, like you said, when it comes down to what gives us the best chance of progressing, what gives us the best chance of having some momentum, what gives us the best chance of, because if we do, if we win all those games, people will be raving about Manchester. No, they're in good form. There's a ton of momentum going along. There's a bit of positivity around Old Trafford, a bit of positivity around our European football, which doesn't always happen in recent history. Yeah. I think United would be very happy with that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't think you can. I don't think you can look at that and say, "Boy, you know what? We've been given a really tough group." You look at City's group.
Absolutely.
I'm going to say that now. Actually, about time. Favorable group. Favorable group on paper.
I know you always just have to be careful of what you say, because you just know. Oh, favourable group, easy. We'll go right through. No problem. But
have to be getting out of that.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is as well, this is the kind of group as well that I don't. Like I said earlier on, I don't want to be going in the Europa League again for another season.
No,
but the scenario is that if we don't get through, that this is a group that we would end up, we would go in the Europa League, because I can't see a scenario where we would finish fourth in this group.
No, exactly.
We've got Young Boys
and even finishing third in that group, I'm sorry, with adding Sancho and Varane, I know I keep talking about it. There's no excuses. No excuses. You got Villarreal. Yes, okay, it went to penalties again. That's a one-off game in the final. Over 2 games, you should at least win your home game against them and be able to not lose against them.
Exactly.
Young Boys, again, not being disrespectful, but if we play to our strengths and with the players that we've got, you should be winning that. And again, definitely winning your home game and not losing away. And I dare I say it against Atlanta as well. On paper, that is a group that we should be getting out of.
Yeah, I
We should
would
be.
think so.
We
I
should
would
be
think
winning
so.
it.
I mean,
We should be winning it with our squad. Let's just say it as it is. We should be winning it.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to look at things like finances in terms of players,
100%.
because pretty much the majority of our players get into the first 11s of all of these teams. We are the best side in that. Put it this way: Villarreal, Atalanta, young boys will all be a bit perturbed that they've drawn Man United. Absolutely, they'll be like, "Oh, Man United, that's a tough one." They know it's every single team that's involved in this one that isn't United. They go, United's our toughest game. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So because of that, you would expect Man United to win all of the home games in this group. you would. So that would, and then you would expect at the very minimum, at least a point away from home, and then that would be what 10 points. That's enough. Should be enough for you to qualify, right? And that's like worst case scenario. That's assuming that we don't win away to like Villarreal or Atalanta. We lose both of those. I think that's what let us down last time.
Yeah,
so
100%.
You would think that we should have more than enough to get through here, but football's never simple. That's the unfortunate thing.
And the cliche saying, a bit of a cliche saying, the games are not played on paper. Do you know what I mean?
No, absolutely,
they're not. So if you are just joining us, guys, as you can see at the bottom of your screen, Manchester United have drawn Villarreal, Atlanta, and Young Boys. We'll have to see when them games take place. I think it's in the week of September the 20th or something like that. No, that's the Carabao Cup actually. I'm not sure. And obviously last night the draw was we got West Ham in the third round of the Carabao Cup. But on this, we need to be Atalanta says in Indiana. I can't say Atlanta. I've got to say the proper thing.
I wasn't going to say anything, Flex, but whatever.
Atalanta. Is that what you got? I just can't call it Atlanta.
Yeah.
Well, it is actually Atalanta. Yeah. All right, okay, my bad. I'm used to just the ATL Atlanta. Sorry, bad slang. Atalanta. So we'll have to see how that pans out. But like I said, I don't see there being any reason why we don't win that. There's unforgivable. And to not get out of it. Okay, you might come second if there's a little bit of a slip up here or there, but if you don't get out of that group, geez.
Yeah, I mean, you could see a scenario.
Atalanta are good. Atalanta are good.
Yeah, you could see a scenario whereby you pretty much qualify, take your eye off the ball, you come second, whatever. Like you said, getting out of the group would be, if we don't get out of that group, the questions absolutely will be asked. 100% will be asked. So winning it, I would expect us to win it, but at the very least you would think you've got to get out of that. But there are tough games. There's no doubt about it. There are tough games. The away matches, away at Villarreal is going to be tough. Atalanta, like I said, good side. Again, I don't really know what their sort of situation is in terms of, if I was actually going to Atalanta Stadium, then I would be quite concerned. That's a really tough game. At the San Siro, if it is there again, maybe a little bit different, but they're still a good side. And make no mistake, even a team like Young Boys, whilst we had good success last time away from home, those are still those kind of away games in Europe that can be tricky because you never know. So you have to be cautious of all that. But we should win
exactly. 100%. And now we have drawn Villarreal again. I know we spoke about it a little bit at the beginning, but I do want to come away from like the revenge thing. Like it's not really like. It's a new season. This is the European competition we want to be in, and we need to go and show why we're better than them. We couldn't do it in a one-off game in a different competition last year. It's a new season. It's a bigger and better competition of where we actually want to be, and it's a group stages. We've got 2 attempts to make sure we get the right results. It's not just about Villarreal. So yeah, of course, when we play them, it's going to be in our minds as fans, and we want to smash. If we smash them 5-0, we will be happy, obviously. But we just need to get the job done. That we need real professional performances, because, like you said, there is no excuses of not getting out. You can if you even on paper we should win, but like I said, Atalanta are a good side and a tricky side to face. You never know. But on paper we should be winning the group, and at the very minimum we have to be getting out of that group. If we do not get out of that group, like you said, massive inquest. Massive inquest
if we don't get out of that group. Because in reality, when we were coming in here, we were talking about worst case scenarios, best case scenarios. Was it the best case scenario? It's not far off. I mean, it's not far off. You never really get the best case scenario. Certainly isn't the worst case scenario. That could have gone a lot worse for us today. You do look at people like Man City, you did get a more difficult group. Rare, Maybe it's
Yeah.
our year after all, Flex, right? Maybe things
Yes,
are actually
about
turning our
time.
way. About time.
Exactly. About time City got a tough group. About time. David Heen says, thanks for the super chat as well. He says, hey, it's the sales guy. I'm a little late. Can I get a rundown on the matchups, guys? Also, is CR7 serious about Manchester City? By the way, I don't sell meat. I sell fence. Oh, okay. I didn't know that,
You've been
David.
calling him a meat guy for ages.
Yeah, no, because he says he was a deli guy at the deli counter. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe I got it all wrong. Just very quickly, since just joined us, David. The latest our matchup is Villarreal, Atalanta, young boys. Tough, a decent group for us. One of the other tough groups was it was Bayern Munich. Who was it? Bayern Munich.
Well, Chelsea have got Juventus.
Chelsea got Juventus.
Man City got PSG and Leipzig.
City. That was it. PSG and Leipzig. And I think the Bayern Munich one was a difficult one. I can't remember if it was Real Madrid.
Liverpool got Atletico as well.
And Liverpool got Atletico Madrid. So there's some tasty ties in there, but we seem to be okay. And with the CR7 thing, bro, keep your eyes peeled to social media and the football news, because there's definitely something in it. It's very interesting to see what happens. I think he's going to go there. It's picking up a lot of momentum. It looks like it's going to happen. But anyway, guys, thanks so much for tuning in with us, watching the live stream. Sorry we didn't really know exactly what was going on at times. Just before we finish, Ali Morgan says Ronaldo been offered to United. Check Twitter. I did see that a little bit, but then in the same breath, the same journalist was saying there's a contractual offer for Ronaldo from Manchester City. We don't know. I mean, just quickly, actually, before we leave, would you take Ronaldo if we get offered him at this stage? Now,
thing is, it's very difficult not to
you got to do it.
It's very difficult not to be sentimental. I tell you what, considering that City were interested, that kind of does put you back up against the wall of being like, well, look, if you don't make an offer, that's kind of a bit on you if he goes there.
Knowing that he would have gone to City though, potentially wanted to go.
That is tough, isn't it? Because then he would sign you like, well, you're originally going to go to City. Of course I wasn't. Oh, yeah. No, I wasn't. Yeah. I don't believe you, Cristiano.
Yeah.
But welcome back.
it is one of them. Yes, listen, thanks everyone for watching. Smash the like on the video. Hit up Owen on the socials. Owen, big up your socials so everyone can find you.
Mr. Owen MUFC, putting questionable takes there every day.
Nice and simple there. Guys, we will see you again tomorrow. We are out of here. Peace.